In the heart of the Sundarbans, Leo the lion ruled the jungle with a golden mane and a thunderous roar. All the animals admired his strength and fairness, believing him to be the bravest of all. But Leo harbored a secret. The mighty king was terrified of mice. One tiny creature could make his heart race and his paws tremble. He hoped no one would ever discover his one and only weakness. One sunny afternoon, as Leo napped beneath a banyan tree, a mouse named Mimi appeared beside him, searching for a seed. Leo awoke to her squeak, and startled, yelped and scrambled away, hiding behind the tree. The monkeys above burst into laughter, and soon the whole jungle was buzzing with the news. King Leo was afraid of a mouse. Whispers and giggles followed Leo everywhere. Even the proudest king couldn't escape the jungle's teasing. Leo's secret was out, and his confidence began to crumble. The mighty lion felt smaller than ever. Days turned into weeks, and Leo, once the proudest lion in the jungle, withdrew deeper into his cave. He felt a heavy weight in his chest, ashamed of his fear, and unable to face the world outside. The cave, once a place of rest, now felt like a prison, echoing with his loneliness. Leo spent his days lying in the shadows, his golden mane dulled by sadness, his eyes searching for comfort that never seemed to come. The laughter of the jungle echoed in his mind, haunting him even in silence. Every giggle and whisper from the other animals seemed to grow louder, reminding him of his embarrassment. His mighty roar, once the pride of the jungle, faded to a mere whisper, lost in the stillness of his cave. Leo wondered if he would ever feel brave again. One quiet evening, as the sun dipped below the trees, Mimi the mouse appeared at the entrance of his cave. Her tiny paws barely made a sound as she approached, but her voice was gentle and sincere. "I'm sorry I frightened you. Why are you so afraid of someone like me?" Her words were soft, filled with genuine concern. For the first time, someone asked with kindness, not mockery. Mimi's eyes showed no judgment, only empathy. Leo felt a warmth he hadn't known in a long time, as if a gentle light had entered his dark cave. Leo, moved by her concern, found the courage to share his secret. He spoke quietly, his voice trembling. When he was just a cub, a mouse had once crawled into his ear while he slept, leaving him with a fear he couldn't shake, no matter how hard he tried. He had carried this secret for years, afraid others would laugh. Mimi listened patiently, her eyes full of understanding and compassion. She didn't laugh or tease. Instead, she nodded, showing Leo that his feelings mattered, and that he wasn't alone in his fear. In that moment, a small spark of hope returned to Leo's heart. For the first time in a long while, he felt seen and accepted. With Mimi by his side, Leo began to believe that maybe, just maybe, he could find his courage again. Out of nowhere, a heavy net crashed down from the treetops, pinning Leo to the ground. He was caught. The hunters had set a cunning trap, hidden so well that even the king of the jungle hadn't noticed it. Leo roared and struggled, but the ropes were thick and tightly knotted, making escape impossible. The jungle echoed with his cries for help, sending a wave of alarm through the trees. Instantly, Leo's friends rushed to his side. Elephants wrapped their trunks around the ropes, monkeys swung down to pull and tug, and even the birds pecked at the knots. But the net was too strong, and no matter how hard they tried, it wouldn't budge. The animals grew desperate, their efforts only tangling the ropes further. Suddenly, the distant sound of boots crunching on leaves sent a chill through the group. The hunters were drawing closer, their dark silhouettes moving between the trees, rifles glinting in the dappled sunlight. Panic spread among the animals as they realized time was running out. But just then, Mimi the mouse, small but fearless, darted forward. Without a second thought, she scampered onto the ropes and began to gnaw with all her might. Her tiny teeth worked quickly, biting through the thick, rough fibers that even the strongest animals couldn't break. The other animals watched in awe and hope, holding their breath as Mimi chewed through one rope, then another. Her determination inspired everyone, and soon, even the birds and monkeys cheered her on, their eyes wide with amazement at the bravery of their smallest friend. At last, with a final snap, the net loosened. Leo felt the ropes fall away, and with a mighty leap, broke free just as the hunters burst into the clearing. The animals scattered, but Leo stood tall, his mane wild and eyes blazing with gratitude. With a grateful roar that echoed through the jungle, Leo bounded away, Mimi clinging tightly to his mane. Together they raced through the trees, leaving the stunned hunters far behind. As the jungle returned to peace, every animal remembered the courage of the tiniest mouse who had saved their king. From that day on, Mimi was celebrated as a true hero, and the jungle was filled with newfound respect for the smallest among them. In the golden light of the clearing, Leo the lion gently nuzzled Mimi the mouse, his enormous mane brushing softly against her tiny whiskers. The jungle, once filled with tension and fear, now seemed to hold its breath, watching this unlikely pair. "Thank you, Mimi. You saved my life," Leo said, his deep voice trembling with gratitude. He had never imagined that someone so small could make such a big difference. "You're braver than any animal I know." Leo's eyes sparkled with admiration, and for the first time, he saw courage not as a matter of strength, but of heart. From that day forward, Leo was never afraid of mice again. His old fears melted away, replaced by respect and affection for his new friend. Instead of fear, he felt only friendship, and a deep sense of gratitude for the little mouse who had shown him the true meaning of bravery. The other animals who once teased Leo for his fear, now gathered around to listen to the story of the brave mouse who saved the king of the jungle. Mimi became a legend, her courage inspiring animals big and small. The jungle learned that courage isn't about size or strength, but about helping others even when you're afraid. It's about standing up for what's right, no matter how small you are. Mimi's act of kindness showed everyone that even the tiniest creature can make a huge impact, and that true bravery comes from the heart. From then on, Leo and Mimi became inseparable friends, walking together each evening as the sun set over the jungle, their bond growing stronger with every step. The sight of the mighty lion and the tiny mouse strolling side by side reminded everyone in the jungle that friendship and kindness are the greatest strengths of all. True strength, they realized, comes not from power or size, but from the courage to care for others and the willingness to stand together. And so, the jungle thrived, united by a friendship that proved even the smallest heart can be the bravest, and that together, anything is possible.